Hey guys, this is my application called Template Turbo, and the primary reason this exists is to increase the efficiency of inputting and outputting your template toolkits, and then to validate that output. The primary intention was because to really reduce that back and forth, right? There's a set of rules called the DTA, and basically, instead of manually checking it as a developer, it should just basically check it for you, and does it like this. So, as I said, it takes the template toolkit. It runs it on the set of subjects that you would like on that project, and then hits those validation rules. So it works like that. And then it just runs the validation rules. So here's a set of like faulty data. Basically, I'm just duplicating this data within the CSV, and you can see it like so. So it'll flag it like this. So duplicate row. And you can also do it by row. And yeah, so it shows all the errors. So now time to show you the actual validation file. So yeah, you can tell this one, right? So you set the message here, and you set the actual rule that triggers the error. So you can see this one's missing lucky, the prefix. And you can set the message like so. This uses like a JavaScript here, where it's kind of like TypeScript. I forget what it's called. There's some sort of JavaScript rule. But yeah, you can put this into AI, or it even helps you explain yourself, and it adds this type of type check feature. So let's say if this does not match up, it'll say this. This goes, okay, this doesn't exist. Um, no good. So let's see how that looks like within the app. Yeah, so it shows you the error message like so. And it just skips over it. Yeah, and then for the by whole, it it looks like this. So basically, it allows you to check other records within the CSV, and then allow you to create rules based on other records, right? So in this case, duplicate rows, right? It's a very common issue in the reports, and it's like that. Then you just have to export it within the module exports. So now just going to give a set of faulty rules to show you how that looks like. This one's just missing all of these. And another set of faulty rules. Just showing the by row errors, yeah. So let's actually do the correct one again. And you can copy error details. This is it just basically shows you like everything really. Uh it's not the greatest in the world, but yeah. So you can see what's actually going wrong in a form of copy and paste. Upload to public browser is this public browser right here. So basically what other people can access, public browser, right? Uh so basically when that toggle is off, so like it toggles, this is to public. When it's toggled off, it just takes your username and uploads it here. So you see what I'm working with here. This is also where the CSV is actually read from your template toolkit. So let's go back to this one. And yeah, I have a dumper there. So if you do dump, it's just basically printing. You can see the prints here. I can't really put those into the table because it's not a nice CSV type data set. It also works for Excels. It just basically converts the Excel into a CSV for only within my application, so you could view it within the table. So let's see if we can find that real quick. Yep, okay, so we have one. Let's run this one so I can show you how that works. We'll just turn off the rules. I think 5,000. And that was in Excel converted into CSV, so you can then view it within this table. You can scroll left and right here. Uh, I also made it so you can use your arrow keys. Those are my arrow keys. And you can use like page up, page down, and home and end to go all the way to the end. But yeah, let's go now to Biohaven. Let's go now to a PDF. So with a PDF, it does not have validation rules, but you can still view it. So it makes your life a lot quicker. Let me show you what I mean. So this is just a PDF, and yeah, it does exactly that. Chrome has its own built-in PDF tool, so you could just simply view it within the essentially Chrome browser. This app's built on Electron, right? So that's basically a Chromium browser, and you could literally, it literally has everything a Chrome browser does, except for the control. But yeah, if you want to view it or whatever, you can just download it like so. But yeah, very nice. And then to show you the difference between environments. So that works with test. So let's use WF data. So that's our old IPEX, right? Let's go ahead and go to AniLam, and this uses a different delimiter. I had to basically add a custom delimiter for this one to work. So if there's other delimiters out there, please let me know, and I would have to add it in. But yeah, let me show you. So yeah, this one has a at symbol as its delimiter. Let's see. Right. So it has an at symbol instead of a comma. So let's just run this. But also it's in a different environment too. So this one's going to take a little while to load because I can't separate it based on subject or studies rather. But the project does work. So, but the public and private still working. Ooh. But yeah, that's fine. I already hit submit. But yeah, so now it's going to take a little while to load. And to show you under the hood. Yeah, so basically what it did is when I hit submit, right? It basically it submits it to either your private or your public, right? Um, and I just been hitting private, and then it does a it does if it gets it immediately, it will essentially will output directly from this, right? It does like a match. So I regex the name from the template toolkit into the uh, the output results because you always get output done, but you don't know if it's PDF or CSV or XLXX, right? So what I did was I just regex the exact name, and then yeah, and that's what you do. And then the file extension will of course always be there too. So then I go, okay, if it's XLXX format, then what I should do is run it through my XLXX parser, and then change it to CSV so it could be viewed within this chart here. So yeah, this is the background job started here. So basically, right. So let's say if the response output states background response, uh, I started, then I just log that and I wait for it. So there you go. So I can show you my up and down. This is page up, page down, but let's go all the way to the end with the end button. And then home is all the way up. And then left and right arrow keys again, and then up and down. And this one's pretty big, so let's go ahead and sort this. Let's say I just want the cerebellum, and there you go. It does a filter based on only showing the cerebellum. So then let's do a lingual gyrus, because why not? And there you go. So that's the lingual gyrus. Yeah. So yeah, all rows and only errors. That basically only errors only shows the things that were flagged within the rules. So uh, right, so anything in these rules will only show only errors. And this obviously helps if you if you have a set of errors you're trying to narrow down and finish up. So you obviously want only errors to be missing. So it solves a lot of use cases. Especially when you have a set of rules, something like a data transfer agreement, which actually shows you, you know, literally a list of tests per row, right? And then there's just obviously, something when your rows need to depend on other rows, you would use by hole, right? Um, and duplicate rows definitely the most common error. This will probably be used less, but this is definitely something important, right? I would say a future sort of endeavor would be to basically create like a comparison tool here. Uh, and so like let's say if we really understand, we have a perfect CSV file, right? It would be pretty hard to do if there's too many rows, right? But in theory, let's just say there's only like 10 rows, right? Perhaps we can compare our output to this perfect CSV file, right? So perfect CSV file, current output, then you compare it, and then you give the diff, right? And this could be almost like a smoke test, right? Where it goes, okay, um, we're this far away from our perfect data set.